Alright, so welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. We are still continuing our trading mission. Well, more like surviving Mars at this point, since we got our trading situated fairly okay. So let's just focus on a few things today. So I know building a home is nice and designing it and everything like that, but it can get tedious, and I feel like I'm going to move on with the build for now. I mean, right now it's looking pretty decent in terms of a base right here. I think we can kind of edge these things down a little bit more too as a design, but we're going to leave that alone for the time being. Because today I kind of want to try something different. But I think this base is going to grow fairly big eventually. So that's the good thing about that. So hopefully I don't have to move the greenhouse. I might have to because it's kind of close to the base. It is, but it should be okay. I'll figure that out later down the line. But yep, definitely need to make a power station, oxygen station, all that jazz, and more of these kind of helipads and garages and things like that, and also fix up this thing. So lots to do, really, but we're not going to focus on those little things just yet. Yes, the base thing is not a little thing, it's a big thing, but I don't want to focus on it just yet. Sometimes my attention is kind of off topic here, but what we're going to do today is actually something I've been planning to do for quite some time. So that is what I'm going to focus on today. All right, so what I'm going to focus on doing is actually bringing or creating a base near the economy base and find a way to attach the connectors to that base, whether it's using connectors, rotors, and all that stuff. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to end up putting it on to there, or making a base right over there. So we're going to need a lot of materials. So I'm not even sure how much I'm going to be able to hold, but a good chunk of steel plates, or your generic stuff, construction components, interior plates, and computers. Probably don't need that many. What else is there? We have things like small steel tubes. So we put the steel tubes, and you think we need girders. What else is there that we could use? Probably large steel tube, which we can't carry too much of right this moment. And I think that is motors. So that's another thing. So we need to get rid of some stuff here. So you probably don't need 1,000 of those. How much motors can we fit there? This is going to be a little bit on the heavy side. Let's just eliminate some here. We're going to start a little bit on the light side first, and then we're going to gradually get more items, I guess. I don't want to over encumber my ship here because it doesn't have that much thrust power apparently to carry everything. It does have enough thrust, but seemingly has it's not enough. So let's see here. So we're unlocked, and I mean, we're okay. Last time I filled it up with steel plates, it was like it wasn't having it. It didn't want to fly and everything like that, but it looks like we're in good shape here. So what we're gonna do is basically head over to yonder, and then we're gonna plop down a base. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's a lot of flat areas here, so we're gonna have to figure this out in a really strategic way. So the connector is on here, which we could build towards this way, but that's very slopey. So what if we decide to make it towards this side? But it's a little bit on the further side of things, but it should be okay. I think it's a little more flat over here, so that may work. So now the question is, can we align the grid that we're going to make kind of coincide with that thing over there? So let's just park this guy down here and take a look. I should have put my other rover actually, because I do need the hydrogen and everything like that, but Should be okay. Right, so we want to align it this way. So let me just put a GPS marker, GPS connector right over here so we can see what that looks like. So we're gonna go all the way out towards right here and line up with the connector. Now, can we build with that grid? It looks like we probably can't. So the grid would be, I guess, somewhere right over here. I don't like that it's kind of tilted that way, but not much we can do about it. So yeah, it's not gonna line up to it, I think. Oh, maybe that would do it. All right, I'm gonna try it right. Oh, I wish I grabbed the steel plates first. And I should have grabbed some stuff on me first as well, but it's all right. Okay, so here is where we're gonna put the grid. I think no, that doesn't look like it's lining up anymore. Can we get close to it and line it up and back away from it? Well, we can't even build once we're here, but can we trick it? Yes, we can. Okay, this works. Okay, the connector's here, so we're just gonna slowly back off. Oop, nope. Once we put it on the ground, it's not gonna work. Okay. So that's interesting how that works. So I have to put it this way and do free mode, and that should work. Hopefully I don't kill myself. I might get pretty close to it. And boom. I think that would be the ideal spot. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste too much steel plates. So I'm gonna use half blocks here, or we can use panels. Either one works. Panels could work. And we're just gonna make a fairly small platform, nothing too big, because we don't need a very, very large platform here. And we just do this right here. Okay, it should be enough, but yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay, that's welded up, and the connector is one of these blocks here. Which one is it? It's likely slightly off, but I think it's the furthest to the left. And I just realized I built this with with even numbers, which is not something I usually like to work with. So we're gonna make this an odd numbered thing really quickly. Weld it up, and along we go. There we go. So I think it's gonna be right here is where the connector is aligned to. Potentially, I could be wrong. And I'm not sure how high we need to go, but should be okay. Okay, so we definitely need a small or maybe a large cargo container. So let's just say a large one should do. And we could place it on the platform here. Or do we want to place it on the platform on top? I kind of want to place it on the bottom, but it does look kind of weird. It is sunken in. Yeah, we'll place it on top. That gives us a little bit more room to expand there. So we need interior plates. I don't even think we have enough materials for this, but I hope so. Displays. That's what I forgot. All right, so we're gonna have to go back and forth a little bit. So that's gonna be a pain in the butt. All right, so I'm gonna back it up to right there. That should do it. And of course, we're missing a lot of stuff for this. So we're not gonna deal with that just yet. We do need power. So we have to build some power source here. So power source 7 blocks away would be ideal. I think I'm thinking of doing a 2-prong system going up. So I should build one here and one here as the 7th layer. And then from here outside, we're going to build upwards. So we're gonna throw in a cylindrical column, I think. That's our best bet. Should really move this rover a little closer. Or ship, I should say. Alright, so we're gonna build it up this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 would be ideal. You don't probably need 8, but good enough. Okay, there we go. And we can kind of build it the same way. If we do need all this power, we could do this with the pillars and then throw in the turbines. But we probably don't need all that much turbines just yet. Out. And hopefully I still have enough hydrogen. I do. Okay. Alright, so turbines. I think we have enough turbines. I hope we do, at least. We only have enough for, well, to carry 2 so far. So let's just go to the very top and plug one here. So now we have some power, which is great. And we can plug one here as well. Okay, so 2 for now should give us enough power, I think. Hopefully. Let's just say it will. And then we got to figure out how to get this connected all the way over there. So before we even think about doing that, let's see if we could kind of weld up a little bit more so we don't have to break this thing. So we are missing metal grids, steel, small steel tubes, and large steel tubes, I think. Okay, so we're missing display and metal grid, which is fine. So from here, that's where we're going to build out pistons and rotors or hinges or whatever the case may be. Yeah, we need steel plates. Okay, so grab the steel plates first. And I don't know we have the height for it. I want to say I hope so. It looks like we do. A hinge here would be great to make it move vertically, but I don't think it's enough. One is enough to hold how many pistons I need here for the distance. And I feel like we may or may not need to rotate it sideways a bit too. So that's where we may or may not have issues. So we could focus on one for now. Actually, let's not put that there. Because if we are going to put a hinge, we're going to have to put 3 hinges. And I feel like when we do that, we need to put it a little bit off from there. Because if we put it here, it's going to be quite high up. But if we put it here, like this, it wouldn't be too bad. But I don't know if I have enough materials to kind of put it all over here like this. It looks like we may not. Yeah, I think the cargo container took up most of the mats there, but it's okay for now. We don't have to worry about that. And the hinges we could do right over here. We're gonna do it 1 for now. Okay, here's our 1 hinge, and we might be on the lower half of it, so in this point we might have to build up 1. We should probably build it up 1 up here. That would have required me to do another conveyor junction right up here, which probably would have been a good idea. So let's scrap this really quick. We should be all right here. I think we're kind of lined up towards it, but we might be right even with it. So that could be a bad thing. Let me think. If we want rotation, we're gonna need to build. Okay, so this is kind of off from what I'm thinking. So how can we do this? Okay, so I think to be on the safe side, if we want to get a little bit higher, we can do that. So that technically we could have just built it here then, if that's the case. All right, so I think we might just end up doing that. So we need an advanced rotor here. And if we need to get 3 hinges onto this rotor, we may need to make conveyor junctions here, which is gonna make it even taller than it should be. Actually, no. This will equal out to my 3 hinges, and I could put it this way as I was intending it to be initially. So at least we get some height. This way we could do up and down motion a little bit better. And I think that's good. So now we're just gonna have to add in a whole bunch of pistons until we get to there. So not sure how well this is gonna be. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot. We can't build in here. So ideally we were supposed to back it up a little bit more than this. So not good. So we need it to go that way instead, actually. Right, not the most elegant thing in the world, but this should do. And all the pistons we can name something else. I'm gonna go with my usual piston H for horizontal. Guess it's just going straight forward and back. And my EX is my extension ones in the back. So first things to do is go to my EX. Actually, hold on. Go to our pistons first. Let's just do shear inertia, just in case. So we reverse our piston X. So that should get that closed in. And now we could do one at a time if we want to be sure how far we extend to. I think we're going to extend out pretty far, which will be perfect. I think most likely need this one, and this one. 3 of them right here. I think a 4th would probably be necessary. So let's just predict that right now. And let's see how far we get from here. Alright, definitely think 5 might do. And we do need to have to... yeah, it looks like we do need to... Shoot. We do need to lower this thing a little bit. But we could figure that out once we get closer. Maybe another piston system or something else. Because we definitely do need to lower it. So the hinge that I have here is actually fairly useless to go any further down. So that's not good. So that was a bad plan by me. Should have made it one higher so I at least could drop it down just a tad. But it should be fine. Let's see how much more do we need here. I extended 2 more out. So we should get... Alright, so we're pretty high up actually. And we're a little bit off. So I think we could do a piston going downwards. With a connector instead. So that's going to work out okay. And I can imagine maybe 3 more pistons, which we don't... I don't think we have 3 more, do we? We only have 2 more. So that might be a stretch. Okay, so that's going as far as it can. We're going to have to retract it if we can't reach. And I think we're going to be off by a few more pistons here. So we need a lot. So we're pretty high up there also. So... And we're off a little bit. So we need to rotate it just a bit towards the left. Right, looking at it. And we could bring it down with a piston. Yeah, I think we could bring it down with a piston. Potentially, actually. And it looks like we need 1, 2, maybe 3 more pistons. So we're going to have to dismantle this a little bit and reverse everything. Okay, so how far are we here? Okay, we can't even... Okay, no, we're still extended. Yeah, we can't build 3 more. So that's a problem, but... Good news is that we have a large cargo container right here. So we can just store stuff for the time being. And get this situated. So... We should build... We could put a hinge or double hinge system later down the line. Okay, so I think we could keep it this way and make a hinge system down there. So, well, up here on top of this one. So let's get rid of some of these pistons because we're not gonna be able to build upon it. So we needed 3 more. If we want to be on the safe side, we can make 4 more. So that just tells me we need 1 more extended one on the bottom. And precious materials, gotta be careful of all that. We may have to go back to basic, grab a little bit more materials for pistons. But I think I'm gonna get rid of this hinge because I don't think we need it. We're gonna build a conveyor junction instead. Okay, so if we build 2 out this way, that might work out decently. 1, 2. Okay, we're gonna add our junction. And then our rotor. And this time, instead of a hinge, because this is unnecessary here, we can make one a little bit later down the piston end. So it doesn't have to carry too much. So we're going to throw that here. And now we can extend this one. And this one. Then we just add the pistons going that way, and hopefully that was enough. So we had 8 initially, so I think we needed 8, 12 total. Just add 4 more instead of 3. It looked like 3 was enough, but 4 would be a lot better, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and still can't make. Oop, there's 12, I think. Lost count there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that should do it. So now we're so close to the large cargo container, so we feel like we should just add 13th one. All right, maybe not stick with 14th one instead. So let's just do that. Okay, so all right, so we're all welded up here, and I think we said, yeah, I think so. We should be able to maybe get away with a piston right down this way and a connector. Ooh, that might be a little rough, actually. We might get a little bit to the thick of things here. We might be a little bit on the low side right here, but I wonder if this is going to be a problem. There's going to be a piston V for vertical. Let me just check to see if all my pistons are shared inertia, and it looks like we are. Okay, so let's just reverse everything. So we'll do that, and this one. That's a little bit on the too quick side. And we have 2 extra pistons, I think, so we might cause a bit of a crash here. I hope not. Ooh, yes. We are a little bit on touching of the base. So we need to retract 1 or 2 here. Let's retract 2 of these right now. See how that goes. Okay, so it's still kind of touching. So yeah, we made 1 too many. Because I think we needed 12, but we made 14, so 2 extra ones. But it looks like 3 extra ones would have done okay. Is it retracting yet? Probably not. I think we overestimated by a lot. Yeah, we definitely overestimated there. Because we are still touching that. Do we need half of one piston maybe? All right, here we go. We're dropping slightly now, which is perfect. And we're slightly extended on one, so we need probably half a distance on one of these here. So potentially this one we could do max as 5. So we just reverse this a bit for the current position, and then we could extend it once it hits a little bit below 5 meters right there. So that's maximum. And almost. Very, very close. Max distance is going to be 4. Reverse it. Bring it forward. And yeah, that looks like it's close, but not exactly. We do need to move the rotor slightly. All right, so this is going to be a bit of a panicking piece here. Because we're going to have to move it left or right. I don't even know which way is which. So we got to move it slowly. All right, so definitely not the positive way, so we got to go negative before. Okay, all right, this is gonna be rough if we're gonna do it like this. 0.001 is the way to go. All right, we're going the wrong way. Do we need to go negative? Yeah, negative is the way to go. Now we gotta go positive though, so 0.01, let's just say. Oh, did not have done that. All right, now 0.01. And I think we were right here. Nearly. All right, so this one, this piston, the V piston, we could work on. So we're gonna do max distance. We'll slowly drop it. So, because I know we don't need it to be that close. Okay, so we are pretty much right on the cusp here. Okay, let's drop it ever so slightly. Maximum distance. Can we do 2.8? Nope, 2.93. Not 32, 3. All right, 3 will do it. And look at that. It's not perfect, but we can connect. Because that's all we needed, really. So if we connect here, we could distribute items from within the base. So let's just get charged up really quick, actually. I only 1% power left for whatever reasons. So race to the inside and maybe pick a seat. Ah, caught it. Let's just charge up a little bit really quickly. Okay, all charged up, and we could kind of test it out here as well. Well, we should have went outside first and plugged in our ship, not a rover. I keep saying rover. So then that way we could just throw everything in there. So we don't have a connector, ouch, right now for for this, but we can always put it in ourselves. Yeah. All right, so it's gonna be interesting because there is a timer for this to cut off. So it probably is gonna cut off eventually. I think it's like 30 minutes or something like that, to be honest, but it will cut off eventually. But let's just test to see if this is working out okay. So I know we have a number of stuff inside, so maybe we could dump some stuff here. Not sure we have all this materials. I don't think we do. Nope. Looks like we don't have these things. Oh, maybe this. Nope. Steel plates. Nope. The little bit of interior plates. Yes. That's working because it's grabbing straight from the large grid 5975. Whatever that is. So here we go. So if we were to sell things, let's say construction components, 475. Is that even worth it? I'm gonna have to consult my book of things. Construction components. Not the lowest I've seen, but pretty bad. Not necessarily. So we could sell if we want to. So before we do that, here's the grid. We can see what's in here, and yeah, that's gonna work out okay. Yeah. So the plan basically is to update this thing to have a refinery with the yield mods. So then that way we could just easily grab the ores, chuck it in here, and it's going to refine into what we need it to be refined to, and put an assembler to create like a construction component, large steel tubes, motor, steel plates, so we can easily just transfer and sell and make money that way. And we're just going to recycle pretty much the stuff we buy and sell here for trading, and then we'll just make our money that way. So it's kind of like in some ways a life hack, or that kind of acts like a trade hack or a life hack in this case. So that's the plan. That's why we're doing this. So basically we're still missing a lot of materials outside, so we're gonna have to plop on a few things really quickly. So I don't think I have the superconductors to make it into refinery with all the yield mods, but we could potentially start adding all the rest of the stuff here. So we can do, and we don't have to make this pretty whatsoever, I think. So basically I'm gonna do it like this. We're gonna do a general assembler, and not the basic one, just the longer one. I don't want the designed one. And then refinery here. So we just do the old refinery, or the traditional refinery, where we have the mods right there. Okay, so assembler here. So then that way we can add all the speed mods and everything like that if we need to. And we'll connect that into our refinery, which I think I made this a little too high, but it should be all right. Can we get this thing low? No. Or do we connect this thing sideways like that? That's a possibility. We don't necessarily need to stand this thing up. We could, but interesting concept here. Okay, I'm inclined to put it down this way. And hopefully that has a port there. And it should. And right here is where we're going to put all the yield mods here. So we want nothing but yield mods on the refinery itself. And the assembler, all we need is speed mods. So I'm just gonna throw everything on here first for now. I do need to probably leave one side empty, so we can actually... Ooh, I'm stuck. Oh, that hurt. Okay. Yeah, let's get back on this side. Okay. So let's leave... We can leave the top empty for now, because the assembly needs some spacing to be welded up. Alright, so we're gonna have to get the parts and everything. We have not everything, but a decent amount of stuff here. So we can use this for now. Yeah, definitely not enough. So here's a bit of a flaw. Didn't realize how close I made these turbines. So we ain't gonna add one over there, I guess. I guess we could just go with it and just add these right here. Just as a connected look, I guess. I don't know. All right, so we need turbine materials, construction components for the most case. But yeah, we definitely need a lot more materials here to finish this off. So I think we're just gonna head back, grab what we need, and situate ourselves. Okay, not gonna connect because I don't think we need to. Actually, I do. No, we need to. Done. Connected. All right. So let's situate our cells first, and really need to get that airlock piece done because I'm wasting a lot of oxygen this way. Okay. Let's eat our tofu soup. Heal up a little bit. Should really have a medical room by now. I think I have the mats for it, but I haven't done it yet. But yeah, that's another thing to add in terms of the base. We need a bunch of turbine materials, so hopefully this is going to be enough. Can we hold a decent amount? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to build out. Okay, that looks good. We'll throw that in there. And we'll worry about this later. So there's 6 of those there. Can we grab refinery parts? No, because we're gonna run out because we're carrying a bunch of steel plates this way and it's missing all the other stuff. So that's not great. But that means we need, looks like 20 of each thing. Okay, 20 computers, metal grids, and motors. Large steel tubes. Large steel tubes. Looks like we don't have 20. Ooh, are we out of it? We might be. 20 motors. Do that. And we're going to queue up a little bit more here in terms of large steel tubes. I think we have the mats for it, so we should be okay. Metal grids is what I'm missing. 20 of that there. Interesting enough, I think we have enough superconductors for our yield mods, so that's perfect. What does it take to make yield mods? I should have double checked that first. Or let's grab the speed mods first. 4 of those here. And I put production by mistake. It's fine. 4 of those there. An assembler. We'll just grab 2 of those. And I think that should be it. Hopefully I queued up all of it in here. And it looks like it may have. And not dumped it all in back into our base. So I hope that's not the case. But let's grab a bunch of steel plates and get going. I think that should be more than enough materials needed for this project. And once again, not a fan of the night riding, but still better than a storm, to be honest. Alright, so we got a little basic base here. Not looking too bad. Looks a little insane though, with the stretch arm from the pistons and connector, but it is what it is, because that's what we needed. Alright, so I'm always parking this thing a little bit further than I really want it to be, but it should be alright. So let's just get this welded up, which is the refinery. And I didn't pick up any more large steel tubes, so that was a bad mistake. Now there's a chance I may have to run back, and I do. Okay, so let's not worry about that just yet. And we did have just enough superconductors for this, so that's a good thing. But the bad thing is that it's going to reduce our ability to make jump drives quicker, because we're going to end up using it. But I think we need 200 of it anyway, so that's a lot more than I have now. Okay, 3 speed mods good to go. Just got to fix up the assembler. Looks like I'm missing a few computers, so that's not great. I thought I queued up more than enough, because I did try to get for 2 assemblers. So that's interesting. I'm out. Why am I out? probably from the yield mods because I didn't really calculate those out. Maybe it kind of looks like it. It's all right. Yeah, not a big deal. We're gonna have to go back for the large steel tube anyway, so that's not gonna be fun. All right, all done with the speed mods and yield mods, so I think we're all set here. Only thing we have left is turbines. Okay, so we don't have enough for our turbines, so it should be okay. You know, something we did forget is a battery, so we should really plop one on here as well, because that's gonna store our power if for any reason the turbines stop working. At least we got some power going and running. So we're gonna have to plop this bad boy on here somewhere, and I think I'm gonna put it on the main grid. Maybe I'll put it on the ground, something like that for now. I think we should do that. Definitely need to gather all the materials once again and be right back. All right, we are all set. A little bit of color, not too crazy. A little bit of yellow with the white scheme here. We can't paint the pistons inside because it's in the safe zone, so we'll just leave it as that for now. But I think we are ready for our trading hack, or trade hack in this instance. So hopefully we have the funds for it, but let's just give it a shot. So make sure we're locked in. Ow. And get inside, start buying and selling in this case. Okay, so first things first, we do need to go back and forth a little bit, but not too bad. So first things first, we need to buy not ingots, but need to buy the ore. So like iron ore, we could buy all this and store it in the static grid. I probably should rename this thing. But yeah, buy all this, and that's all going to refine into iron ingots so we can make some steel plates. So that way we can sell it for fairly cheap that way. And we're always going to be at a discount buying right now since we're in the friendly market here. So that's the best part about that. So don't know if I need to buy iron, nickel ore, but we could definitely buy some silicon ores here. One of the biggest problem I have right now, actually I should have emptied out my own inventories, because if we want to do the simple task of acquisitions and to return some ores, we need to make room for ourselves, because if we throw it in there, refinery's going to take it and start refining into ingots and stuff like that. So that's where we just got to be careful, but not too worried for the most part. But yeah, we can sell, well, most of the stuff is going to be iron ores that we're going to get, because we're going to sell things that require iron, such as steel plates, large steel tubes, things like that. So good thing we just had enough so we could buy all of the iron ores. So then that way we can definitely go back now, and we don't have to go past the field either, which is the good thing. We just need to go back to our connector or piston right over here. And maybe if I attach like a little platform here, I can easily get into it even better. But I could just do production right here. So let's just queue up a whole bunch of steel plates. I just want this to kind of be steel. Actually, well, do a mix of steel plates, construction components, things like that, right? But actually, 1,000 here. Ooh. 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, and we just cycle through these because these are the main ones I want to sell. And the main reason why I would queue up all 3 is because we can't sell a whole bunch at the same time. So we can only sell steel, probably 500 to 600 steel plates. Same thing with steel tubes and construction components. So if we sell them all at once, we can make decent chunk of money that way. But yeah, queue that up. Hopefully, and I think it's gonna get mostly steel plates right now, and we should be good. And in order to kind of make some more space for myself, let me just throw these in the connector. And from the connector, we could just throw in the large cargo containers. Interesting that we can't throw anything in the large cargo container. Why is that? But yet we were able to trade stuff. I see the problem. So I was able to trade stuff out. So that's interesting. So it's a broken connection, but it still works. Did not know that was a possibility. But that's actually pretty funny and interesting. So in order to get this fixed, I need to retract a bunch of stuff just to weld it back up. Is it worth doing that now? Probably not. So we just leave it as is. And I think we could just buy stuff and transfer it, even though it's kind of broken in terms of the piston head. Let's just see if it works. I think it did, because when I did a trade for acquisition, it worked perfectly fine. So here, let's go. Let's sell steel plates, and we're going to sell it from the grid itself. So we'll sell as much as we have, which is, we can sell the maximum of 74. And 1033 is a decent chunk because that's 147 per iron ingot. Yeah, so that's still at discount even looking at this. But if we're looking at our thing here, yeah, iron ingot, the lowest we've seen in sales, 136, but now it's 134 because of our discount. So even buying all this is actually worth it too, just to convert it into steel plates and everything like that too. So I'm inclined to do that. I'll buy all of it. And I should have put it in the static grid. That way I could have easily transferred it, but whatever. Messed that up. Okay. So basically, steel plates, we will sell all this, make easy money right there. And see, as we can't sell any more steel plates, that's why I would cycle through and sell my large steel tubes this way. But in terms of large steel tubes, I already forget the production. Luckily, I saved all this. So large steel tube sell at the high at 1796. Why did I not look at write down the productions for that? I think it was 10. Yeah, I think it was 10 to make it. But sure, we'll leave it as that for now. But yeah, easy money this way because now we're still producing more steel plates, but I'm pretty sure we're going to produce a little bit of construction components and large steel tubes, so we can still continue to sell large steel tubes. Let me check that really quick. You know what? Let me actually fix that problem that we have with the connection. I can dump things easier on here if I made a mistake like just before by putting it into my cargo instead. So I'm going to kill that. Why is it red? Interesting. I'm gonna bring this whole thing back. All right, we need to cancel out these guys here. So basically, this needs to be not in use. NIU. So not in use. Not in use. Not in use. Not in use. And not in use. That's what we're gonna go with. Okay, so we're gonna get our piston H's. Reverse it all. Get it all back. And our bottom ones here, we probably need to extend out too, just to get that rolling. What is this one? This one needs to be reversed too. Okay. There we go. And we should have... Alright, just realized that's just kind of rubbing off the floor, so that's not good. So let's go bring this up. And where is that broken head? Right here. That little mistake, but good thing is that it wasn't a costly mistake because I was still able to maneuver stuff around. So here, throw in the ingots, and now we can move the ingots to the large steel. Yep, large cargo container or into the refinery. So that works out perfectly fine. Alright, so we'll let this kind of queue up whatever we need. And I think we're in good shape here. So now we're just going to bring everything back. So extend that. Extend that. Ooh, that's a lot speedier than I would want it, I think. Should be alright. We'll bring that down. And then we should be good to go. But before we leave, it takes 10. I was right. So I don't know why I didn't write that down on our book here. I thought I did. So we're just going to put it here. So large steel tube equals 10 iron ingots. And we're good to go. I probably hit escape at one point. I think I talked about this once before too, potentially. All right, so we're back here. So let's just not retract. Extend. Where's our reverse? Extend that and then lock in this. And then that way we have a good connection. And we're good. Okay, so now we can trade off here if we needed to. At any point in time. So we don't have to go far. So that's, again, the life hack, trade hack, ease of life kind of thing when we're talking about making money and trading. So if you can make a base nearby and line up the pistons and connector, you're good to go. Okay, so I could buy all the silicon ore and put in my character inventory if I wanted to. And that way we can just do the simple acquisition of the silicon ore. So we can finish that. And that's just quick money and quick reputation. I actually didn't even check if it was quick money, but sure. Should be alright. And now I have it in my inventory, so I do need to get that out. Let's refresh this and hopefully things change, and it has not. Okay, but now we should be able to sell some more stuff. So we have a bunch of construction components, so that's 297, 392, which is divided by 2.67 ingots to make one of these things. So it's 146.8 for the most part. So it's still profit as long as it's above the 130 mark or so. So we could, yeah, sell everything we got, or can sell it that way, and we're good to go. So I need to work, since we have this all connected, let's work out the math for these eventually and make that all kind of work out. So here it takes 10 to make 10 iron ingots to make a large steel 2, so that's 180 here. So that's actually a good deal. So we sell all that, we'll make a ton of money back this way. So we'll wait for that to kind of produce out. I think we ran out of iron ingots anyways, so we just gotta keep refreshing and hopefully it comes back up. Or if we stay here long enough, we can just constantly cycle through. But we're definitely not gonna stay here like that, because that's not gonna be fun whatsoever. But I am gonna grab the pistols, magazines, any money in the beds, and then that way I get some free cash, free mats. Not a significant amount, but actually not that bad at all. There we go. So it looks like cash wise, just found in bed 18k. Does it accumulate the less I check, or is it just really randomized? I think it's just randomized, but I guess you never know, right? All right, I think we have enough to finish one of these here, or maybe a steel plate version. I think so. Yep, that is a decent amount of money right there. All right, so in terms of acquisitions, we should pick up the easy stuff. Ooh, 7 mil just for 102 uranium ingots, which is a lot. Let's see. No, these are these are not even worth getting, but it is quick funds, so it's not that bad. So 556 equals that much cash. What is our faction? We're in green, and we have 602, so 100 over. Nice. Not too bad. So with me just messing around here, did it refresh yet? No, it did not. So, so there you go. So we could buy, because we have 2 mil now, we could just buy all the nickel, all the silicon or any other ores, so that we can just produce it within the current base. So like, let me just change the grid, but we just buy all of the cobalt for the metal grid, so we could do that. Then we'll buy the ores. I think I just bought a whole bunch of stuff for no reason. Cobalt for no reason, but that should be good. We don't need this. I wish you could buy all this, but we can't. 47 million. But with this hack, not necessarily a hack, but with what we have in place, definitely gonna be more feasible. Okay, so I think that's it for now. I don't think we can sell anything else. I mean, we can sell little stuff like our computers and stuff like that. So anything in that large cargo container, it's gonna go in the sell bin. So nothing is gonna be safe and stored here. I think we ran out iron ingots there, so that's why we're not making any more large steel plates, large steel tubes. But we could dismantle a few things so we can sell it that way. So I think we should do that so we can produce more things that are sellable. So production wise, yeah, everything's stuck because we need to get rid of certain things. Everything but items that need specifically iron ingots for, and not a mixture of things. Like the motors need iron and nickel ingots to make, so these can go in the bin. We can't sell interior plates, so that's why we're gonna dismantle that as well. And I think that's it. I think girders, if we have girders, we'll dismantle that too. So we just go straight iron stuff and give it a display so we could get some silicon and create some what's it call it too, I think computers. All right, so that's pretty much all dismantled. How's our inventory look? It's just normal stuff, metal grids, that's fine. The metal grids we needed for the acquisition, so that's what that's for. But everything else is working out pretty nicely. So we could have dismantled some of the weapons, but we could just take it back because we need the magnesium for weapons and ammo back at home. So we're not gonna worry too much about that. But I feel like I stayed here long enough to maybe have a nice little refresh going on here. And yeah, so more iron ores right here. Get it for 120. That's not bad. Nice little discount too. Discount of 1.6. Not significant. Iron ingot discount of 7.1 and it's at 147. Huh? I think the lowest I've seen it was 136. So interesting how that's pretty expensive. But can we buy? Nope, we can't buy that much. So we probably could buy. Let's just buy as much as we can. Not 3,000, so 2,500. Yep, that's good enough. We'll buy that, and once again, I did that. But at least we can now sell construction components. Ooh, so this one's a little rough. That's 133 per iron ingot. But we are getting the ores, so we should be okay. I mean, still, it's gonna still be profit as long as we just buy ores. But if we were to buy this ingot and sell it, then yeah, we'll be ripped off. But 120 iron ore just to make ingots is perfectly fine, because with 4 yield mods, I think 1 iron ore was enough to make 1 iron ingot, if I remember correctly. Did I write that down? Yeah, I think I have that right over here. Or something like that. But yeah. Yeah, I think 1 ore makes 1 iron 1.4 iron ingots, if I remember correctly, in terms of what I wrote there. So that's even better. So we should just buy it all out, basically. But not put it in my inventory. Alright, so let's just sell what we can. So like this, again, this is tough, but still slightly good profit. Large steel tubes. That's at 144. Because it's 10. It's divided by 10, basically. Yeah, that's okay. And then steel plates, we don't have that many right now, but that's divided by 7 is 134. So that's, again, not very great either, but good enough for the most part. So we could buy more. and throw it in here as well. So also we could deposit some funds here. So I haven't showed you guys this, but yes, you don't need an ATM. You could just deposit it here. That's also a thing. So just deposit that to get some extra cash. So we got 400 or so. We just wanna, can we buy all? Nope. So we gotta buy half. So that's gonna be maybe 4,000. Ooh, 4,000 is too much. We'll buy 3,300. And we put it in our inventory again. So luckily, we just gotta go outside and throw in our connector this time around. And it should be fine. Okay, so I just threw it in there. So we should be producing, I think, large steel 2s, which we already just sold all of. But I think that's it for now. It's basically our trading hack, life hack, to make as much funds as possible and just recycle it without traveling back and forth. We will have to end up traveling back and forth to get the selling stuff going. Otherwise, I'm going to have to sit here all day long and do this, which is probably and likely not what I'm going to do. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.